Hello everyone. Welcome to today's daily portrait practice. I just finished 2 hours of Zoom sketching with wonderful people in my Zoom room. We do this every Tuesday and it is so much fun and such good practice. And today we're going to be working from this reference image of Sergio Eceiza. I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly, but that's okay. And Sergio did an incredible portrait of me, and I'll show it to you right here. I recently shared a reference image of myself to the Kanyo group chat and also to the Sketchy app, which is two wonderful reference sharing communities. And if you go to Sergio's Instagram account, you can see part of the process of making this piece, and I just love it. It is so cool, and I think he's named the piece El Santo, so it's me with my donut halo, and I love it so much. It's so cool. And I have a little bit of a bio here. What an amazing portrait it is. I'll just put it back up here, and I'll make it a bit bigger so you can check this out while I'm reading, because it's just, I enjoy it so much. So nice. And it's so satisfying watching the process of how this is made. So, Sergio is a 41-year-old guy from northwest Spain, and I wonder where, because I've walked around northwest Spain a little bit. A year ago, I sold all my stocks of my own little business of gourmet food to my disgusting ex-company partner, and then decided to try being an illustrator, which was my childhood dream, but I never tried it before because of life issues. My wife and elder daughter encouraged me, and here I am, waiting for somebody to buy in my shop. And as if I understand correctly, Sergio's online store just opened on the weekend, and you could buy this saintly image. And there is so many other cool drawings in there. I'm so happy to have the chance to connect. So maybe I can just grab the link and put it in the chat, because definitely go to Instagram, you'll be able to find the link. But here, am I able to do this? Nana, you saw the post of this portrait while it was in progress, and you said the portrait looks a lot like Dylan, and it was me. It is me. It's so cool. Okay, here is the link. Sergio is here. Hello. So nice to have you here. All right. There's a link to Sergio's website and shop, and you can buy the portrait of me and many other amazing pieces. Thank you so much for your great face. And there are some bonus references which I will share in the Discord server. Some very fun ones. I chose this one partly because it fits really well with yesterday's. And here we go. As you can see, I did a little bit more on this one because it was so undefined with the oil pastel that I put a bit more definition, and I kind of changed things a little bit. But today I'm going to work with this pencil, and we're focusing on shapes. And this is a magenta polychromos pencil. And just to show you, the final drawing from the Zoom session was this one of Sandra, and I like it a lot. Super cool pose. We pose for each other, draw each other every Tuesday, and you're all invited. The link is in the description. Let's draw. Who else is here? Ingrid, Liz, Tommy, Nana, Cindy, Maria, Luisa, Sergio, Jody, and Brigitte. And if anyone else is here, then say hello in the chat, because it's great to know that you are here and we're doing this together. Let's draw. And everyone, you can tag Sergio on Instagram with your work, and you can share it in the Discord server. And let's have fun. Hello, Kiki. Nice to have you here. And I've got to tell you that on Thursday, on the Drawn Together show, we're going to be talking with Ian Goldsmith, who made this amazing book. And he was our guest on episode 3 of the Drawn Together show, and he's a return guest for episode 53. So there's also a link to the Drawn Together show YouTube channel. So go over there and subscribe to that too. And let us begin. So yeah, I've been wondering what am I thinking? What am I doing when Like my idea is to focus this shape only focus, and I'm finding it so hard not to just do lines everywhere. And even I think like, this is a line, isn't it? But I'm trying to push myself this month to explore ways of drawing that are not so line oriented. And maybe I can add some line work, but I want to begin. That's why I'm drawing on the broad side of this pencil here. I want to begin my pieces definitely with this idea of shapes, focusing on shapes and just how am I representing these shapes. And that's what I've been going for this month. And I have incorporated the pencil with some other things, like the Posca pan, and even this one ended up being Posca oil pastel and pencil, but I haven't done anything just with pencil. So trying that out. Now, how is everyone? How are you, Sergio? It's so nice to connect. I love your drawing of me so much. And I was already following you, and through the Canyo community, we know each other. Anyone who wants to get into the Canyo chat for some amazing absurdity and reference sharing, incredible artistic, wonderful creative community of people sharing themselves and drawing each other, and it's really, really cool. Anyone who wants to join the Telegram group chat, you can write to me somehow, Instagram, email or something. I'll send you the link to join, because it's a place where people share reference photos and make amazing things inspired by these images that people share. What was I thinking? What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I had already been following you, and then when I saw that you were drawing me, I was like, oh, that's me. That's so cool. It was delightful to see. And I wish you the most amazing, best of luck with your shift in direction in your illustration career. May your online store shelves be ever sold out. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff there, and it's just really interesting. Just that brief bio that you sent me of what's been going on for you. Sounds very interesting, and it's very cool that your daughter and wife, I think you said, supported you in following illustration. So cool, and you're so good at it. So I love the donut halo, the me, the everything. It's an honor to be drawn by you. So yeah, I have been wondering about this idea of like, what is it? What am I talking about when I'm? Well, I guess the idea was to try and, for myself, to try and keep away from the idea of focusing on line and thinking in terms of line, because I know that's something I can do, and I have a lot of practice with it, and I really enjoy it, and I want to see if I can, what happens when I look at things a different way. And that's something with the daily practice that I have been doing all this year, is each month to have a different way of practicing and looking at things. And somehow for me, this idea this month of drawing without line, I have found the most kind of confusing, where I'm thinking, what do I even mean? What does it mean not to like to do only shapes? To what, like, it's so hard, and not to be drawing in line, but I'm starting to feel like maybe beginning without line, maybe that's enough, like to just find that way of looking at an image, finding a different way to see things, and like that's already just that kind of perspective change. It's kind of interesting. Isidore Arthur, bonsoir. Daniel, bonsoir. Nice to have you both here. Who else is here? And Sergio, where are you in Spain? North, western Spain. Galicia? What are other people drawing with or painting with? And if people are also kind of picking up the idea, this shape-centric idea, in the early days of the month, I was like amazed how shapely people were going with it. Like it was so cool to see, because I hadn't even thought of it in that. Like what I mean by the shape is like not line, but then it's been interesting to see people really pushing the forms, or like using geometric shapes to represent the portrait and stuff. That's been really interesting to see. Like, because now I'm kind of like, is this even like shapy? I'm still looking at things the way that I look at things, and I'm kind of always kind of recognizing shapes, but maybe is there a way, and is this something I can keep doing or push more, a way to explore the idea of shapes and how I represent them? I don't know, but it's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. If you have any suggestions in the chat, let me know. Sara? Who here? I wonder if there are some of you that are in the Discord server and have different usernames, and I don't know that you're there, but you are here. It's easy when it's the same profile pic and same name across different spaces, but sometimes it's surprising. I guess I'm just interested who's in the Discord server. A lot of people have joined the last couple of days, which I think may be in connection with the Mastering Mixed Media class that I shared. Perhaps. If so, it's nice to have you here on my YouTube and also the Discord server, which is a great space for sharing the daily reference images, also sharing work. People are sharing the sketches they do from the work they do from these streams, and also other work that people do with me from courses, tutorials and stuff. It's really great seeing what people share there. And by the way, anyone who was following along in the watercolor month, Kiki let me know that if you're in the States and you want the Gris signature paint set, in the materials chat, Kiki shared a link for it. So you can get the same colors as I was using last month. Because a few people asked about it. It's the Schminke Gris paint set. Und wenn es welche von euch von deutschsprachigen Raum hier gibt, am 24. Gris macht Grisum und ich würde dabei sein als Gast. Und ich fühle mich geehrt. 25. Oder? 25. Das wird cool sein. And you can sign up to my mailing list and I'll let you know about all the things that are happening. Such as the Drawn Together show with Ian. I'll be writing about that to my mailing list tomorrow, I imagine. I crave like the definition and clarity of just lines, and it's interesting to kind of hold back from just going into the line work. Looking how much, like what is it I can convey without going really focused on lines. If I kind of like keeping these soft shapes, looking at different like the transitions between values and different textures and stuff, I guess, like what is it that I can do? Because it's, yeah, I've practiced for years my line work, and it's interesting to kind of like, I don't know, what is it about like this softer, because it feels kind of like a like charcoal, or the like even a pastel way of like moving the pigment around. There is a really like a different quality and a different way of looking and expressing like this. Maria, you're using the same pencil as me, but it's really hard not to use the point. It is, isn't it? It's just like it'd just be so good. Just get in there. It'd be so satisfying. But as I've often said, it's interesting to have these self-imposed limitations, and just to see what can I even do if I'm holding back, trying not to do it that way. And it's interesting seeing here, it's kind of the pencil, the wood of the pencil becoming like a blending stump almost. Oh, I have a blending stump somewhere here. That could be an interesting addition to this process. And sometimes taking the blending stump, once you've put down a lot of really nice line work, can be really interesting to kind of just like wipe it out and let go of the definition that's established. Like sometimes that's really interesting, then to draw back into it, redefine things. I have recently been talking about my mentorship, and it's the current round is just starting this week. So if you would like to join, then go to dylansara.com/mentorship and read all about it. Get in touch with me. It would be wonderful to work together towards whatever it is that you'll be working towards. And sometimes we don't really know, do we? But it can be interesting to find some way of expressing and articulating or discovering what is it that we're working towards. And perhaps it's something concrete, like it may be technical, just the craft of making a thing and how to go about refining that. Or it could just be much more kind of elusive, or about developing consistency and just having some accountability and community in that process, or working towards making a body of work. And there have been a couple of people, it's been so cool. So I've had one round of my mentorship so far this year, and some of the goals that people set out for themselves that we came up with in our conversations, like being in shows, creating a body of work. It was kind of amazing to watch people do it and work towards it and have it happen, and really just inspiring to, and an honor to be involved in people's process in that way. Very, very cool. So thank you to those of you who have been part of it thus far. And if you're interested, if it sounds like it could be for you, then yeah, check it out, dylansara.com/mentorship, and let me know. Get in touch. I like what's going on with this, I think. Ronnie, thank you. Nice to see you here. I was just looking, because Gris has invited me to join his Grisum. I was looking back at the Halloween show I did with Gris a couple of years ago, and I saw you, Ronnie, dressed up for Halloween, drawing, posing for us, and it was so nice. So it's nice to see you here. Where's my blending stump? The side of the pencil's working anyway. I had it today, right here. Maybe I don't need the blending stump today. The 24th of the 5th. Thank you, Cindy. It's nice to be able to outsource things and just to be able to ask and receive answers to things I am uncertain of. Where is it? Oh well. Not today. Here it is. Okay, I'll take a photo before this. You love it, Sergio. The color. Thank you for loving the color. All right. Work in progress shot. See what happens now. It's interesting because usually, like when I do blending stump, like I was just saying, if it's really defined and then just kind of evaporates, just spreads it out. And now it's not super defined, but it's interesting, and I'll see what happens now with a bit of blending stump. And maybe apart from the white of the eyes, could just like drag this across everything pretty much. Sergio, did you answer are you in Galicia or somewhere else? Kira and I, when was it? Before we had kids. We went down to Sevilla and we wanted to walk the Camino de Santiago, and we realized we didn't want to walk all the way from Sevilla. So we got the bus and we went to Galicia, and we actually, like, the Camino, it's kind of like it comes from everywhere and converges at Santiago, and we just spent like 6 weeks. I think 4 different times we walked into Santiago or something, from different directions, which was really cool. And it was such a beautiful time. Lots of hiking, and sometimes when I look into the distance, the mountains and the landscape, it's just like, oh, it'd just be good to just walk and walk and walk. It'd be so nice. You live in Santiago de Compostela. Cool. Yeah. Maybe, well, I guess there's a lot of people walking the Camino, but I like to think maybe I walk past you in the street. Who knows? Have you done much hiking? Have you walked the Camino? That would be interesting. You live there, and a lot of people kind of go there. But I wonder what it's like to live there with all of these people walking into your city. It's so cool. So cool that it exists. In the village that I live in Germany, so there are these, what do you call it, the Jakobsmuschel, these seashells, which are like the symbol of the Camino, and like the pilgrim's shell, which I think was like you used as a drinking vessel, like you would have a shell and you could use it like a cup to drink from the shell. And there's actually, like, all across Europe, there are hiking trails which all lead to Santiago de Compostela. If you follow, like, you could walk from my village, I could walk to your city, which is amazing. And if you're aware of it and you've ever traveled in Europe, you'll see these seashells all over the place, and they're actually indicating the pilgrimage route to Santiago de Compostela, which is amazing. And just the culture of being on the hiking trail, of meeting other people who are doing this pilgrimage and hiking. People have different reasons for being there, and it's just like the experience of being out and just walking every day. Spending so much time in nature, and Galicia is really beautiful. It's I spent some time in Barcelona, and was in Madrid briefly, and Andalusia, and Galicia is so different, just like landscape wise. It's really amazing how different the nature is there. Being coastal, and there's something wonderful about these. There's like this Celtic cultures which in the northwest of Spain and France and the British Isles as well, that it's kind of like as Rome expanded and pushed up, that those were like, it's a distinctly different kind of culture, the Celtic culture, I guess, which survived for a long time and still is, in parts still alive and distinctly different. And somehow there's also a connection in the landscape of those different places. This is really interesting now, like having blurred it and working back into it and getting the darks even darker. It looks a bit different than what you see on the screen, but it's scallop shell, yes, thank you. And Santiago is full of pilgrims during summer. Cool. Has anyone else been on the Camino de Santiago in the chat? So Kira and I went hiking there, and just talking of these, like the Celtic corners of Europe, that a couple of years later we went to Brittany with our 1.5-year-old at the time in a camper van, and visited a lot of incredible places in Brittany. I really like kind of wild, rocky coastlines and lush forests, and there's a lot of that around, moss-covered stones, and it's so amazing. Yeah, with the scallop shell, there are so many places where you can there are springs that you can drink from, and on the Camino there's really, also the people that live in the villages, they're used to the pilgrims coming through, and there's a kind of nice atmosphere. I'm maybe going to be doing my live stream much earlier the next couple of days, because there are a few things going on. There is a parent-teacher night on Thursday, and I'm going to be doing the other live stream on Thursday. So it's probably going to be like tomorrow. I'll probably do my live stream in my morning time sometime. But you'll be able to watch the replay whenever you want to watch it. So if you usually watch the replay because you're asleep, maybe you'll be awake and you can join live. How's everyone doing? I feel like this is almost, I would love to just go like drawing on top of this. Maybe I should add that definition that I'm craving, but I feel like it's kind of gotten to an interesting point as it is in this kind of holding back from line work sense. I'm just gonna add a little bit because I love a bit of facial hair. So now I'm on point. Half an hour into this drawing, I'm starting to just put some lines in. Okay. So the restraint was pretty good, I'd say. But maybe it's also interesting to leave some of it less distinct, because I know there's some work of people whose work I just love, which has such a soft quality to it, and it's something that mine, I think, doesn't have most of the time. So is it maybe interesting just to leave some that kind of softness? If you've made it this far, please put a drawing hand emoji in the chat. And I've mentioned throughout the course of this a whole bunch of things. All of the links are in the description for the Drawn Together show, for my mentorship, my mailing list. There's also Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee in there. If you enjoy this practice, then perhaps you'd like to follow along with my monthly tutorials on Patreon. Or just buy me a coffee, because I drink coffee. And we could pretend we're drinking it together. That would be so nice. I would love to drink a coffee with you. Okay, that could be it. Thanks, everyone. Mark, thank you. The drawing is great. It's amazing how you can hold this group at the same time as doing that. Thank you for being part of the group. Thank you everyone for being here. I really enjoy doing this together. So be sure to thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And if you're not yet in the Discord server, I would love to have you there. No one said anything about their usernames on Discord, so I'll just presume that you're all there with all of your true names. And I know that a lot of you are anyway. Cool. Thanks, everyone. It's always fun, always a pleasure. And this is interesting. Like, this is something different than everything else I've done so far in this sketchbook this year. Thank you for being with me and just trying different things with me. It's good. And thanks. You're still here. Excellent. Thank you, Sergio. It was so nice to meet you, and I'm really glad to be able to connect through drawing each other. So good. Take care, everyone, and see you next time. And make sure, if you're not already, go and follow Sergio and check out his store, buy all of his art, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what else you create, Sergio, and all of you. I look forward to seeing your Sergios. So see you around.